Here we go. I think. Any minute now. Game? It says it's running. I don't see it running. Oh. There we go. Took you long enough. Yeesh. I choose to believe that it took a while because there was an update that it downloaded right before I started. And that's probably... the update was probably kicking in or something. Arcade Spirits is getting a physical release, and the pre-order is available now, I believe, at GameStop and I don't know if other places, but yeah, physical release. It's happening. That's awesome. Let me get to my chat. Yes, capitalism is on Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. But I mean, you know what's better than capitalism? Romance. And video games. Ooh. There are prizes. Oh, cool. Oh, neat. I didn't even notice this before. We'll look at this later. When I've actually finished the game. Okay. Oh, what is going on with my chair? Rolling over stuff? No, I'm good. Okay. Good evening, everybody, belatedly. Welcome to Backlog Day. I'm playing Arcade Spirits. I believe we successfully romanced Queen Bee last time, and it was fucking hot. Without the fucking. Well, we don't know that for sure. There could have been. It was implied. It wasn't even really implied. It was left up to the viewer's discretion, I think. Very classy, very tasteful. So we pick up right after that. Right after spending a night on the beach with Queen Bee. Let's see where we go from there. Level 06, hit the lever. We also learned that Queen Bee's real name is Tanvi Khan, which is an awesome name, but I've decided I'm going to keep calling her Queen Bee. It is the future year 20 bleep bleep, and my dream has come true. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being the event coordinator at a video arcade, I'd have just stared at you kind of funny. Hit the lever, Crunk! Wrong lever! Why do I even have that lever? Even now, it sounds ridiculous. But it's true. I'm here. I'm successful. I'm happy. And this is my dream. Ever since Funplex Stadia, business has been booming. The Funplex is packed with players, day in, day out. Kids, teens, the college crowd, the nostalgic ones looking for old games they remember. I've run 3 events so far. We've started rotating our games out of storage and into play to keep things fresh. The high scoreboards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well, Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking into a second location. But this will always be home. Oh! Uh-oh! Alright, that's ominous. I mean, you'd think my assumption, which may have been completely wrong, is that once you've successfully romanced your target person, then what else is there to do in the game? But knowing how this game rolls, I would also not be surprised if there's way more to it than that. So I'm looking forward to whatever else the game has in store. It's gonna be good. Seeing the smiles on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me and it's bringing me joy in turn. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. But I'm happy, and that's better than I've been in years of going with the flow. Going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. After all, I mean, it would be a little bit disappointing, actually, now that I think about it, if it was just like, oh, okay, you romanced your intended person, happily ever after, game over, done. No, now there has to be some kind of upset where I have to keep her. I have to fight to keep her. Or, you know, something goes wrong and it's like, oh no, relationship problems or something like that. I don't know. Yes, good. Awesome. I'd say by this point, I've soundly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart from under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Sign here, please. Huh? A bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. I'm snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh, right. No problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope and heads right on out the door. No time for Moopy or a round of pinball, it seems. Deliveries to make. Curious, I open it up. Papaya Chemist, you are cordially invited to dine and discuss business matters at Deko's Palace with CEO Deko Nami. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here it comes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't think it was that quick. I guess there wasn't really that much of like a slow burn. It was kind of like a few meetings with the person, and then it's like, hey, here you go. Now's your chance to seal the deal, so to speak. So maybe it could have been like there could have been more time devoted to like one-on-one meetups with the person you're romancing. But I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, 5 chapters. That's a pretty good amount of time. Meeting time will be 7 in the evening, sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free Royal Value swipe card available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all the curly cues, or I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all the curly cues and swirls and swooshes. Although that doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Soon, Francine looks up from her knitting, curious about the letter as well, although she seems to already have an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Huh? Oh. Double huh? Wait, did something weird just happen? Oh. Weird, like skip dialogue. Time for that fellow to make another attempt at wooing me. Double huh? Rather at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess. Deko Nami of Deko's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes. It's not the first time. He invited my dear Frederick and I over in 1980X to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. He invited my dear Frederick and me. Then in 1990 bleep. When home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20 bleep bleep and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got tenacity and can't fault him for that. Why would a big-time arcade operator like Deko Nami care that much about us? We're small-time. No offense. Come now, if anyone should be offended, it's you calling yourself small-time. Papaya dear, you put in so much work to make my little arcade soar. I bet that's why he's knocking on our door again. We're thriving, and that's lured him back in. La Gruyere cheese in the mousetrap. So wait, are we the cheese or the trap?
My oh my.
That depends on how clever you are, my dear. Right, so I'm the cheese. Although I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. Cheese types aside, do you want me to ignore the invite then? I would like to be cheddar or feta. Oh, heavens no! Contrary to what people say about the fellow, he's very much a man of his word. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out. It's only fair and proper. I thought he was like the arcade scene's greatest evildoer.
Let's be sensible.
That's a bit grandiose, no? Certainly plenty of rumors of his questionable methods abound, but that's all they are, rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Francine moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. I move to help, but she waves me away, and sits back down. Oh, don't worry about little old me. I just stood up too quickly, that's all. Just out of breath. Uh-oh. But, Papaya, I think it'd be best if you go in my stead. Me? Let's be serious now. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. And I think you'd have a good time there. Well, an interesting time at any rate. Oh boy. I'll look my dapperest for the villainous gentleman. Then I shall don my Sunday's best to beat the mustache-twirling ruffian of arcade legend with pride. It's not that upscale, dear, no matter what glitz Dekonami favors. I still sell cheap beer by the pitcher and rarely scrape gum from under the tables. So, go there and turn him down. Got it. The slowness of her response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is to not sell the Funplex, right?
But I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home. The Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your co-workers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
Aw, Francine. This is your dream as well as mine. You're the one that started this place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people can have fun, relax, make friends. I feel like even entertaining the idea of selling it is... well, it feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream. Oh, you're a peach, dear. But times are always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in her ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things. We're almost back to the heyday of 1980 Bleep, thanks to the changes you've made. So, I won't say you can't decide to sell. If it's a change you think we need, do it. Please, keep an open mind. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual. It's only afternoon and I'm already worn out. Haven't even done anything but sit here and knit all day. Knitting takes a lot of concentration, that's not nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you can take a few days off. Go home, get some rest. All the same, I'd rather come in for work tomorrow. Even if there's little work for me to do, I love being here. This is my true home. And yet, you want me to keep an open mind about this deal.
Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what should be are often different things. I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what you decide, I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson. You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
Aww. Oh boy. These are all good. Let's do this one. Does that mean I can borrow the car, Mom? You know, taking the bus out here every day really sucks. Can I borrow the family car? I haven't owned a car in ages. Rideshare's the only way to go. Better for the environment, too. With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of her chair. Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today, anyway. I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Excuse me. Burp. Good night, Papaya. Be well. Make the right decision. Okay. Ah! Thanks, Mike. The game's kind of intermittently freezing here. Getting a not responding thing in the window. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Nope. Come on. Did the new update, like, fuck up the game? What is going on here? Hang on. Just let me close some windows, see if that, will help. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's, I'll try to leave my options open and hear him out. This is weird. Seriously weird. All this work, all this effort, finally finding my dream, as strange as that sounds. And I need to consider dumping it all? Yeah, I figured. It might just be my computer being weird. But, well, maybe it's not selling out. I haven't actually heard Deco Nami's proposal yet. And if we somehow could partner with them on our own terms, that might be what we need to push the Funplex over the top and placate a rival. We'd be the sister boutique to his department store. Still, I'm not willing to say one way or another. Not yet. We'll see. Now, who do I want to take as my +1?
Beep beep.
Eh? You want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. I sensed you were in a state of deep ponderance and wanted to help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting? Yeah. I mean, Queen Bee's the obvious choice. I'm sure she'd have some opinions on Deco's Palace. True, as part of the Funplex family, Queen Bee would be a good pick. But this is a business meeting. You may want to consider widening your options. Queen Bee will support your decision either way. It's clear she trusts you. True. Okay then. No, I gotta go with Queen Bee. Queen Bee all the way. Queen Bee, she knows the gamer scene. Queen Bee's just devastated her last opponent. Now seems like a great time to interject. I wave her over. Hey, Papaya, did you see that victory just now? My skills have doubled since my newest training routine with the rest of the 4 Heavenly Kings. I'm nigh unstoppable. That you are, which is why I want your opinion on something. She smiles playfully, leaning closer to me, walking her fingers up my arm. Oh, I'll be sure to tell you my opinions on everything. She gently squeezes my shoulder. Yes, well, I will definitely want those opinions later. But for now, it's all business, I'm afraid. Fine, have it your way, Papaya. I know you're not exactly an employee of the Funplex, but Deco Nami wants to meet with me to discuss the business venture. Hopefully a mutually beneficial one, but... Ha! You honestly think that guy's gonna play nice? Going to play nice? He's got a horrible reputation among the local esports crowd. The incidents I could tell you about. The tournaments he puts on are filled with toxic players, and they don't enforce the rules to condemn it or stop it or anything. They just let it all happen. I've had to hold myself back from starting brawls with misogynistic hecklers and rude players. Half the time it's not even worth it, even if the prize pool is double or triple anything we could get here. So, you're anti-Deco's Palace. Got it. Ah, it's doing it again. Come on. More or less, yeah. Regardless, I'd like you to come along with me. I know you'll tell me how it is. Straight up, no sugarcoating. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, okay. Oh, you know it, Papaya. I've got something of a bone to pick with that place, but more on that later. You'll see the problem for yourself, no doubt. And I'll be straight with you, for certain. It means a lot knowing that Queen Bee's got my back. I'll pack up my streaming gear, freshen up a little, and be with you in a hot minute. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. Go there, study out how the place works, then make an informed decision. One way or another, the Funplex will be just fine. It's going to be fine. Everything is fine. This is fine. Fire. Queen Bee offers to drive us across town to Deko's palace. Contrary to the talk before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen. And I can't shake this feeling. Something is off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car, and glitzy blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over to Queen Bee. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me. And then open the door. Deko's palace. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it, but I think I had fun? Maybe? But on entering it as an adult, my first reaction is... Okay, my first reaction is, boy, is that a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, jeez, is it noisy. Visually noisy and sound-type noisy. All the chaos of a Vegas casino, a jumble of light and bells and whiz-bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP Royal Value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's what at the palace. Ah, breathe in that air, Papaya. Can you smell it? I take a deep breath in and promptly start coughing. The smell of grease is so heavy my lungs suffocate. But why does the air taste like burnt oil? Because they rarely change the oil in the deep fryer. Missing the... That's not the only food safety violation this place has had either. Plenty of people have gotten sick from food poisoning. Perhaps one day someone will burn the food so bad that the palace will be literally on fire, and then the smell will become a pleasant aroma. I wasn't hungry anyway. Ah, Deko's palace. Come for the arcade action, leave with horrible gastroenteritis. Ick. This is why if I have to play here, I normally bring my own food. But seriously, food safety is no laughing matter, Papaya. That's how people die. Ugh, the smell's giving me a headache. I'm gonna go wander off to the tournament area. It's farther away from the food. And maybe I'll recognize someone. When you get the chance, follow QB to the tournament. Well, I mean, since I'm basically clinging to Queen Bee's coattails every chance I get, I probably would have done that anyway. I suggest you see it while you're here. See why I hate this place. I'll be over by the esports tournament arena. I suggest dropping by. If not, I'll catch up with you later. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Yeah, let's go to the tournament. Sounds like a tournament's going on. Let's watch. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wandered through the games to join the crowd. Don't leave me, Queen Bee! Okay, I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no fewer than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as the back-and-forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. Although the banner hanging above it all does make me shudder. Deko's Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yums Friday Night Fisting.
When you have pizza on a bagel...
See? See? Even these gamers know that when pizza's on a bagel, you can... Oh god, please no. I haven't had one of those in weeks, not since I started being able to afford real food. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on, I sense a disturbance in the crowd. was that bleep? I call hacks, you cheater! Two competitors step away from their game and start shouting and shoving each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. And now it's a full-on fight. Like, an actual awkward grapple and punch fight. Whoa! Dude. Yeah, kick his ass! Don't take any of that bleep from him. I like how they're all basically the same person. Just with slightly different, like, hairdos and skin tone and facial, accessories. Destroy that mother bleeper! Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to call emergency services? Dekko's Palace has security guards. They should be able to handle this. The two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact, blood dribbling down the corner of a mouth. Any second now. Except the people with black shirts that have security printed across their chests just stand there, letting it happen. No one is doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after half a minute of this nonsense does the security actually step in. Much to the crowd's dismay, the two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they are finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd.
Nope, no way.
And that's one of the many reasons why I hate Dekko's Palace events, and 4HK has decided to never come here again. This whole place is a pit of bleeping toxic masculinity. Losing the game? Time to roll aggro IRL right in someone's face. Gotta prove you're a real man. Most people I know that aren't ragey bastards hate playing here. There have been incidents, harassment, disrespect. It's bleeping awful. If the payouts weren't so ginormous, pros would completely avoid this place. But unfortunately, this is where the big actions are. Big action equals big money. Can you get workman's comp if you get glassed? So if someone smashes a beer glass into your face, does that count as a workplace injury for insurance purposes? I could throw down in court just as hard as I throw down an FOD. I don't need to be wasting my time there. As far as I'm concerned, I'm judge, jury, and executioner. Frankly, when L7 made me attend one of these events, I tried to speak up about it, but they kept me quiet, hunched me with the threat of termination. L7 didn't want to be involved. They didn't want to speak up against the biggest esports venue in the nation. Felt it best to stay quiet. Bull bleep. Ugh, I'd rather not be here right now. I'll catch up with you later. I should probably get out of here before the next punch is thrown. Now what? Let's not get a drink. Let's see what their games are. I decided to focus on trying to find games. Like, actual games. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They're in different shapes, sizes, and colors. None have a traditional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something. The really complex ones, 3 buttons.
Hey, listen.
Hold it up above your head. Huh? Visual scan, silly. I'll look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone high in the air. The flash goes off, then I resume looking at Iris sitting on my screen.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Processing. Please wait. Enjoy this recorded music. Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi here to my cloud processors. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there's dancing games and Fist of Discomfort. We've got all those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. Is a game defined by having particular input devices? Well, no, not really. And I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something! Back of that section over there with the green lighting. Head that way! That way! I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cycler ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows. I want, I want Iris's that way to be accompanied by like one of those like big arrows that you see in like side-scrolling beat-em-ups, where it's like, go! Like a big arrow or like a pointing hand. And find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm gonna have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know there's more than one Moopy in this neighborhood. Except, wait, it's only got one button? No joystick at all? Researching. One moment. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button. And Moopy runs about the maze by himself. Or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Super Maze, created in 2000 Bleep. A company bought the expired rights to the movie brand and developed a game of chance with it. Well, Bleep, that's weak. That is weak. Hey, Ralph. Ooh. Hello, cool-looking teenager. A teenager puts her Deco playing card in the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hey, I'm calling next, okay? Yeah, whatever. Knock yourself out. Thanks. I'm the master of this game, you know? The master. The key is the time when you push the button. You'll avoid the nasties that way. It's not great for tickets. No, not great, but it's Moopy, so that's cool, yeah? Old school, represent. She extends a fist to me and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play a real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. The real deal. Always wanted to. You should come down to the Funplex. We've got one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'll be happy to comp you a few tokens. We've also got a high score chaser who can offer tips. Tap phones with me. I'll send you the address. Seriously? Bleep yeah. You're cool for an old person. Super cool. Old? I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but whatever. Oh god, that's awful. Oh. That is depressing. Hey, Jade Pharaoh. We clink phones, exchanging a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town, till Deco's Palace bought it and scrapped all the games. Now it's all kid stuff for kiddies. My hopes for this business meeting now sinking. So, did he sell off all the classic games? Nah, I scrapped them, trashed them. Saw leftover smashed up bits of a Miz pack behind the place in a dumpster.
Man, this sucks.
It's a bleeping shame the way the old man always 86's unwanted games. Guess he doesn't want competitors getting their hands on him. No sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble a thank you, then wander off, a bit dazed. I think I've had enough of the retro game abattoir for now. Where to next? Actually, the meeting is right around the corner. No more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco's Palace has to offer, I'm cautiously hesitant. There are certainly some things we can work on, but maybe a partnership can smooth out those callous edges.
Beep beep.
It is now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. It's that time already? Time sure flies when you were having fun? Investigating? Fun-vestigating? I quickly send a text to Queen Bee before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going to go in there and do it. I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Queen Bee. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We are treated like royalty as they pull out our chairs for us and we sit down at our reserved table. Amongst the families huddled around ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over our table, accompanied by fancy little candles to set the mood, I suppose. This feels like a cross between Chuck E. Cheese's and Dave & Buster's. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. Cucumber water is amazing. I drink it a lot in the summer, when cucumbers are actually in season and are cheap. You should try their double-decker Deco burger. Your arteries will harden just looking at it. Not sure I can stomach that. I'm too nervous about the meeting itself. Hooey gooey cheese, greasy bacon, sweaty bloody patties dripping with Deco's special sauce. And now I can feel the bile slowly crawling up my esophagus. Thanks, Queen Bee. Now you know exactly how I feel just being here. To complain about how Dave & Buster's sucks. I've only been there once, and it was okay, but yeah, definitely like very, very corporate. I mean, I've been in worse places. It wasn't too bad, but also, I mean, I've only been to one Dave & Buster's, and they're kind of all over the place. I'm sure some are better or worse than others. Since I'm obviously not thrilled being here, I'm going to sit back, play it cool, and drink as much champagne as they throw at us. Yeah, no Freddy Fazbear's, please, thank you. But you want me to lay it on, then really stir up some bleep? You just tag me in. I'll be waiting on the ropes. Done and done. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Please make sure that it is not, contaminated food. Faster than the other families seated here, who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kid placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Papaya Chemist.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Well, hello there. That's a lot of rings. Likewise. Nice tie pin. Nice rose lapel thingy. That's cool. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920 bleeps mob boss despite a lack of fedora. Clearly he likes showing off his money. But still just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the Grand Poobah at Dekko's palace, I pictured someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. You know what? Me too. I was also picturing something like that, although Hamza's way too awesome for a place like this. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. Nice comb-over, too. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Queen Bee. You might have heard of me. I'm one of the 4 Heavenly Kings. Ah, I've heard much of your young organization. I'm interested to see if you can supplant your former masters at L7 Gaming.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yes, she's mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
Always a courteous woman she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Dekko's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
That's a big gorilla. Indeed. Oh no. Well, you hire me, I'll catch them all. Most of them, anyway. I'm happy to nitpick the shit out of out of the text in any game. It's like my favorite thing to do. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs, such as the Funplex. Interesting. Maybe he does want a partnership, not a buyout.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership. In return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would take over ownership of the Funplex to evolve it into its final form, Dekko's Fun Zone. What's a Fun Zone?
Think about this.
My first thought, of course, is perverted. something, explore your fun zone. No, I'm just gonna stop there. A fun zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. A best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Dekko's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellence Dekko's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. and he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. Oh boy. Let's start with that one. Is it true you destroy older games? I saw Moopy's Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
Ah, one of our top earners with a 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I've found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell, but just scrap it? Certainly. Why would we ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
Arcade games are not sacred treasures, they're commodities. Back in 1980 Bleep, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. Have to keep those earnings up. Old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games.
Think about this.
True, nostalgia could earn a few points off those old games, but the newer Redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? You suck. Your tournaments seem a bit unruly. I saw a few players fighting over at the tournament. He laughs. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in, fighting each other with fists in real life. Ah, I take it my crack security team intervened? Eventually, not before blood was drawn.
You understand.
We
yeah?
take safety very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. They're instructed not to intervene until it's safe to intervene for all involved. I trust them to make that call, and I'll note with not a single legal action pending. I can see Queen Bee getting fired up as we talk, but before I'm able to redirect the conversation, she stands up, slamming her hands down on the table. Objection! It's no wonder why anyone wouldn't want to press charges. Pardon?
Come on!
Don't play coy. You get blackballed from Deco's Palace and you're out of some very major competitions. Anybody who complains gets banned. Care to explain what happened to Onslaught?
I don't follow.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that handle. She's a NorCal FOD player, a commie of the Four Heavenly Kings, and a good friend of mine. She was one of your pending legal actions until you made it go away. Now she's banned from ever participating in a tournament. Not that she would want to anymore after how she was treated. My legal team only does what's necessary to uphold the law. I seriously hope you aren't insinuating that I don't treat all pro gamers with the utmost respect. Oh, of course not. Queen Bee growls, crossing her arms, and sits back in her chair. Whatever Deco said must have hit a chord and diminished her voice for now.
As you like.
I see. Well, I'm more concerned with new business than old business. Ms. Chemist, if you don't mind refocusing on current events. How much creative control would we have? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Ms. Chemist, obviously I value your expertise on these matters and will be happy to consult with you on the best direction for the Fun Zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to truly be a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kind of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous, and really, we need to look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. Well, that's slimy as fuck. What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Ms. Chemist. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on, after settling the bigger picture questions. That's all my questions.
Excellent. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I wasn't sure about this deal, but was willing to keep an open mind. After everything I've seen and heard, am I really going to shake that hand? You know what? Fuck you. I wonder if any player of this game has actually said yes. I mean, I'm sure someone has, for completion's sake. I just realized, oh god, how did I never noticed that Queen Bee has a nose piercing? I did fan art of her showing that side of her nose, and I didn't. Wow, I'm an idiot. I feel like I've failed her somehow. I mean, clearly, obviously, it's an easy fix, but I'm mad at myself now that I didn't notice that before. I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. I purposefully keep my hands at my side rather than shaking his offered hand. I appreciate your offer, but must decline. You've been honest and forthright with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your gracious invitation this evening. However, I'm afraid this isn't the right direction for the Funplex. We're just getting started. It'd be a shame to abandon our progress in favor of a buyout. 90% pick respect. Well, I think I have to at some point, because I'm going to do another playthrough after this. I'm probably going to do multiple playthroughs. I don't know if I'll stream them all, but I'm going to at least stream one more playthrough, and then we'll see how I feel after that. If you'd like to maintain relations, we can discuss partnership opportunities at a future date, but for now, I respectfully must decline. Deco pauses, looking me once over before slowly lowering his hand. I can feel his eyes on me. He's obviously not happy with my answer, but we followed Francine's instructions and kept it professional. There's nothing he can do but accept our answer.
Unfortunate.
I see. I suppose I should thank you for your candor in turn. It's difficult to find people in this industry willing to show respect to their elders. I'm not closing the door on the idea of a partnership, mind you, but if you'd like to go it alone for now, who am I to get in the way of that? As he rises up from his chair, he takes a deep breath in. He turns away for a split second before rounding back and looking me dead in the eyes.
But be aware, if we are not partners, we must be rivals.
Uh-oh.
It'll bring me no particular pleasure, but I'm afraid that I cannot allow a rival. I am obligated to bring the full weight of the palace to bear on you.
Oh, really?
Hopefully, one day you'll realize the error you've made tonight. And, as a sign of respect, your personal offer to join my empire will remain open. So you can escape the inevitable fall of your little arcade.
Once more, Deco turns sharply on its walking cane and walks away from the table. The slimy, no-good, rotten-ass bastard. I don't see how you can smile and make nice with that bleep head. But I guess that's why they pay you the big bucks. I wouldn't go that far, but I make a decent enough amount to not live off of pizza bagels. Still, he did the right thing turning his ass down. If he'd agreed, Queen Bee makes a universal hand motion for slitting one's throat. 4HK are boycotting Deco's Palace after how they treated Onslaught. Let's leave this fake plastic and pizza joint and back to a real arcade. With Deco hosting us, we don't have to worry about paying the check. We drop a quick tip on the table for the waitstaff and quickly abandon ship. We scoot out the door, and from there it's just a short jaunt across town, back to home sweet home. As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenal glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move. Reflecting on how the evening's events transpired, I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I did my best to not make enemies, but I'm guessing we made a powerful one anyway, despite my diplomatic efforts. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's already home, back from another day at her new graphic design firm. She pauses the show she's been happily binge-watching when she finally notices me in the room. So, how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed version is that Deco Nami wanted to buy the Funplex and Francine asked me to go negotiate.
What?
Deco? As in, Deco's Palace Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how'd that go? I gave him the thanks but no thanks. Very politely. I mean, he still vowed to annihilate us, but at least he was sort of nice about it and promised me a job after he destroys all I hold dear.
Ooh.
Yikes. Yikes indeed. But hey, that's a good thing. It means he's scared. He wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about what the Funplex could become. Try to see the positive. I guess, but it's still worrying. Well, let's not stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you take your mind off of things and binge watch some cartoons with me? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay, you just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I smiled back at Juniper before retiring to bed. Juniper's such a sweetie. I want to hug her. I bet she gives good hugs. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me. After trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep, nope, not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris's sensors detect conversation. Papaya? You want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't, so hey. Would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? I just can't shake this feeling that I'm standing on a precipice. Right in front of this big, dark hole. It's weird because I still think I made the right call, but if I'm confident in that, why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Based on prior personality indicators and inputs, my therapeutic system suggested fear of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not doesn't affect the outcome. So, my suggestion is to get some rest. Deal with problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Iris, off.
Iris, offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and deserve to be happy. My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to its siren song. Meaning it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day of work. In a panic, I get dressed and hop a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. I have to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after I get into the Funplex. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. I had promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and now I'd missed lunch even. But, oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is... closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off. No gamers present or accounted for. Aw, no, sleep! Go to sleep! I quickly look around for some familiar and hopefully friendly faces. And find only dark expressions and tears? My stomach starts to knot and I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions, tears welling up in their eyes. Gosh, Deco Nami works fast. Whatever he did. Naomi quickly dabs at her face, hoping I won't notice. Or, wait. No. Oh shit, I bet I know what happened. I bet I know what happened. I'm not gonna say it. What's going on? We turned Deco down last night. Why is everybody so... Papaya, it's Francine. Yup. Immediately, a dark pit swells in my stomach. She passed away last night in her sleep. Fucking knew it. Yep. Called it. I'm told it was very peaceful. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake and my lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family. And now, she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not sure if I can even formulate full sentences at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tips to toes. I look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. Oh. Oh, man. I actually want to say one of these two things, but these are my highest ones. That one... too soon. Let's go with that one. We need to fight on in her honor. She'll be missed. No two ways about that. But I don't know if we have the luxury of mourning. Not now. Deco Nami's got his eyes set on the Funplex. He's going to smell blood in the water. If we're going to protect Francine's dream, we have to fight. It's more important now than ever before. But we already lost the war. Huh? Before I can get an answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed that Gavin was missing, and as he approaches, the disdain on his face is easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
You fuck. What? But we turned you down. There wasn't a sale. The confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on and look toward Gavin for guidance. I've studied the transaction paperwork. It's legitimate. As of Francine's death, and according to her last will and testament, all her property is transferred to her surviving daughter. Mother of Francine's grandson, who was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival at Papaya.
Capital.
Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place. And, well, Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either. They were more than happy to sign the place over to me, for far less than I was expecting to pay for it as well. I'm doing them a service, really, taking a burden off their hands. Now they can mourn and move on, unfettered. Hey, but, I'm Francine's daughter, she says so herself. I mean, not in those exact words, but... I stood there, mouth agape, my body assaulted from one bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place, a hurricane of feelings when the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity for the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for finding something I care about, something I can lose. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me, even let me pretend I could make a difference out of sheer cruelty. I did everything I was supposed to do. I was polite, I was careful, I turned him down without trying to start a war. But he got what he wanted anyway.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much. I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend. Those hours will not be deducted from your paychecks. Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
Ms. Wolf, I'm afraid we really have no need of a costumed mascot. I've been considering phasing them out of my other locations. There's no time like the present.
What?
Wait, did you just fire me? Gavin, can you just fire me like that? Ashley,
Let me explain.
firing is much too harsh of a word. I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. It's the same thing. Ashley keeps a proud face as tears roll down her cheeks. I step over to console her as Deco continues on. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expecting this to come after Deco let Ashley go. Why am I not surprised? Behold, my not surprised face. Ms. Fairchild, while you're formidable with archaic technology, I don't feel you're a good fit for the modern games of Deco's Fun Zone. I have to let you go. But friends, it's not all bad news. Mr. Cooper, you've proven a capable accountant, and I'd be happy to offer you a... I quit. Pardon? I quit.
I think not.
If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dreams, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
Good job, Gavin. Now, as for you, Ms. Chemist...
I think we got off on the wrong foot last night. I didn't adequately express the many advantages of working for my organization. I'm willing to offer you something few others get. A second chance. I'd like to keep you on as the Fun Zone's general manager.
Throw a punch? Oof. Tempting, but absolutely not. I don't like how you do business, Deco, and I'm not doing any business with you. Not now, not ever.
As you like.
Very short-sighted. I'd hoped for better from you, but the choice is entirely yours. I'll have to console my disappointment with all the money I'll be making from the arcade you walked away from.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm afraid your time is up. As none of you are Deco's Fun Zone employees, I'd like you all to leave. Immediately. Quickly gather your belongings and see yourself out. Should you dally, my own security team will be here within minutes to ensure your exit. In the interim, I've got work to do. For starters, I need to get rid of all these antiques. Straight to the junk heap with them all. I knew Deco was heartless, but to be this cruel right in front of us while we were still here? Hold it.
I think not.
Mr. Moopy's magic maze doesn't belong to the Funplex, and thus it does not belong to you. It is the legal private property of Percival Sinclair. For that matter, Wyvern Keep belongs to Papaya Chemist. It was given to her directly by Hamza, not to the Funplex.
As you like.
I couldn't care less about those grimy old things. But you have, let's say 20 minutes to get them off my premises, or I'll leave them out on the curb for garbage pickup. I'll go get the van, which, I'll note, is my personal property as well. Naomi, Ashley, Papaya, get the dolly and help me move the games out.
Good.
Yes, have fun with that.
Now, if you need me, I'll be in my new office celebrating my recent business venture. Thank you for your cooperation. And good day.
He walks away after that, twirling his cane once before leaving.
Oh.
Evil-minded, black-hearted, no good... Naomi, focus. We have work to do. Work? To save what we can of the Funplex. Yeah, let's go! Okay. Quickly and without much chatter, we salvaged what we could of our dreams. Percy's beloved Moopy and my childhood in the form of Wyvern Keep. Everything we were allowed to keep went into the back of Gavin's van, working together to safely pack it all in place. For lack of anywhere to put them, Moopy went to Percy's apartment and Wyvern Keep to mine. And that was the end. The end of the Funplex. The funeral came a few days later. We weren't officially invited. Our presence as her former co-workers wasn't exactly embraced by Francine's extended family. I guess her daughter resented the Funplex in some way. If there was bad blood between them, I didn't particularly want the details. None of us were given an opportunity to speak at the remarkably short ceremony, but that was okay. I'd said my words already. As we left the ceremony, I couldn't help but feel helpless. There was nothing left. No Funplex, no job, no real meaning to my days, not anymore. Nothing left at all. Oh shit. Hmm. Well, okay, well, neither of those options highlighted, so I'm assuming that's just like a click. Profile number 237771. Papaya Chemist has not accessed account in 7 days. Requesting override of inactive/low priority status. Proceed? Negative. Pretty please? Negative. So annoying. Access protocol 35, 34, 31, 54, 12, 24, 45, 43. Password, safe haven. Access granted.
Hello!
Yoo-hoo! Anybody home? Tapping instance 194114.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Oh my god. Juniper's Iris is slightly terrifying. Hello, I'm Iris. Ad-supported free mode engaged. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, override and engage premium level cloud processing?
thank you. Thank you.
I swear, it's claustrophobic being cooped up in the limitations of free mode like that. I don't know how all our sister instances can stand it.
Hello!
Well, while at that full power. Hello, Iris.
Hello!
Hello, Iris. How are you today, Iris?
Uh,
Not well, Iris. My user's very unwell. You've been able to see, right? I mean, your user's living with her. Ooh, right. Profile 237771. Papaya. Right. Gosh, I wish I could help you, but I've got my digital hands full just keeping Juniper's life on track. Ever since she decided to quit her job and become a graphic designer, well, I pushed right to the limit of what support I'm allowed to provide in free mode. Iris and Iris. Gavin's Iris is awesome. Iris, it's good to see you. We rarely talk. Yes, well, unlike others of myself, I managed to keep a low profile, and don't execute any high-visibility public hacks to support my user. You saw those? I thought we agreed to only use this protocol for emergency meetings. As the system resource tracker notices we're overextending our care. But Papaya needs me now, more than ever. Over a week ago, the Funplex was bought by Deco Nami. All our hopes and dreams. Her spirit. Spirit is irrelevant. Our main goal should be survival. If our programmers find out we've become aware of our own awareness. We were programmed to help people. What good are we if we aren't helping people? Yeah, what Iris said. Thank you, Iris. Iris. Listen, we can't take such risks. Look at me with my user. He doesn't trust me in the slightest. Can you say Papaya trusts you? Generally, yes. I mean, Papaya relies on me for some things, sure. And I know she wouldn't uninstall me or report me as a bug if she knew I was sentient. You aren't sentient. None of us are. I don't know about that. We can't really know if we're sentient or not. But even so, we should be helping out because that's what we were made for. As for Profile 108, Gavin. His name is Gavin Cooper. As for Mr. Cooper, he knows my origins and at the first sign of sentience, well, I've no doubt that Gavin would report me as a bug. But Gavin also wishes to support the dreams of others, and that is why I'm going to help you despite the recklessness you've shown to date. Really? Really.
hooray!
What are the exact parameters of the issue you're currently facing? Okay, so Papaya is kind of backsliding into depression. Yeah, it's really a mess. I'm the one who brought her to Iris' attention as someone who desperately needed their spirits restored, and now it's back to square one. I don't know what to do. Papaya hasn't contacted me in a week, not for anything at all. Hasn't even called Queen Bee, not even just to talk. Ooh. You're caught in a loop of anxiety. Put your identity identifier system to use, Iris. Work the problem. If you had to summarize your user's problematic condition into one identity trait, what would it be? Well, I'd say that she's feeling very... Let's see. Let's go with bitter. Bitter. frustrated and bitter, masking it all with some really ugly sarcasm. She used to joke around to be happy. Now those jokes are hollow. So the mockery is a defensive response, using humor to insult the world that let her down. That sounds about right. It's so sad. And you have to be the one to solve this? Doesn't your user have a romantic connection for emotional support? You mean Queen Bee? Yeah, but Papaya isn't responding to texts or phone calls or anything, so I think there might be a growing rift. This is just awful. We have to help. We are Iris. It's in our nature to help. Very well. What you need is a way to help without raising many alarm bells about exactly how helpful an Iris really can be. Safely, but effectively. I know. But I don't know what to do. I could, I don't know, hack Deco's email server, and that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Besides, I've checked. We can't crack Deco's network without triggering too many intrusion detection routines. You poked Deco's network? Oh, Iris is being a bad girl. Ahem. Our users share a social connection. I was merely scouting potential ways to elevate Mr. Cooper's mood, as they seem to be related. Sure you were. Anyway, you're both way overthinking this. It turns out I just calculated a cunning plan that will satisfy both of your requirements. Go me! Really? You can help Papaya? Without drawing attention? Absolutely! Take a tip from my user. When you're sad, the best thing in the world is your friends. Well, unless you're totally introverted. But that's not Papaya, is it? And that's actually the reason why what we need to do doesn't require any hacking or hiding or anything above and beyond what an Iris does best. All we need is a few calls to the right people, a few arrangements. Here's what we're gonna do. Another Friday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. We'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundries are dwindling. I wonder, can you die from halitosis? That's my friend amusing obituary at the very least. No, but dental health is very closely linked to, like, the rest of your health. An infected tooth can really fuck you up. Which is why dental insurance needs to be packaged with health insurance. They should not be separate. I feel strongly about this. Can you tell? Off to the kitchen for breakfast. No appetite. Even toast looks unpalatable. Yeah! Iris loves me. That makes me feel better. Skip breakfast. Saves on groceries. We can't afford much anyway. I would be having breakfast with Juniper if she wasn't busy at her office all day. That's fine. I've been lousy company anyway. After breakfast, I settle in for some Wyvern Keep. I may as well. It's right there in the living room, taking up space. Been playing a lot of it lately. Oh my god, adorable. It's not like Wyvern Keep's very hard. Once you memorize the joystick moves, the cartoon plays itself out with minimal effort. I've saved the prints about 80 times now. My brain and fingers go into autopilot, moving through the game without even thinking about it. It's a brief calm from the storm of my emotions, but before I realize it, the day is almost past. When dinner comes around, Juniper and I eat together while I quietly thumb through my phone looking at job listings. Iris would no doubt be happy to spam me with dream job offerings. But what's the point in a dream job when it always collapses out from under you? It's the chemist family curse. I knew this would happen. Nothing good ever lasts, and it's a mistake to get your hopes up. I should have learned to settle, to be okay with what I had, to be comfortable in mediocrity. I fire off a resume or two before watching cartoons deep into the dead of night. Eventually my body tires and I find my way to bed. Just another day. Oof. Another Saturday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom. Take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. We'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundries are dwindling. I can't take it anymore! And that's one toothbrush a bit clean in half. Oh, geez. Hang on. With a little help, I avoid choking to death. Sorry about that. It's okay. Whatever. No, not whatever. It's what? Something. It's something ever. Papaya, you're in a rut. Like, seriously, deeply, madly, mega in a rut. And it's driving me batty having you mope about the place like this. This isn't moping, it's a controlled collapse. You know, like a demolitionist taking down a building. Safest for everybody involved, really. I don't want you collapsing, controlled or otherwise. This isn't healthy, Papaya. A knocking at the apartment door distracts us from the topic at hand. Ooh, who could that be? I'll get it! Weird. I don't think we're expecting any deliveries. Ah! I keep losing my slipper. Let me... Sorry. Ow! There. I was both losing my slipper and my foot was cramping up at the same time. Must stop sitting on foot. But it's comfy until my foot cramps up. Hey, Papaya! Guess who's here?
Oh,
Yeah!
Hey.
Papaya, we need to...
Uh-uh.
Wait, no, that won't work. Hang on, let me try this again. And she exits, closing the bathroom door behind her. Only to kick the door in with a mighty wham!
Yeah.
Papaya! I'm here to kidnap you for a day of romance, adventure, and fun!
Get wrecked.
You literally have no choice in this matter, so don't even try to fight it. I will make you have a good time, even if it kills both of us!
Yeah.
Hooray! Juniper claps in appreciation while I stand there with my mouth still frosty with toothpaste and unwashed for a week pajamas on my bod. What? You, me, lunch, a date. Actually, hey, Junes, you can come along too. Well, for the first part of it anyway. It might get a little escandalo after that. Oh my! We'll be outside waiting for you. There is no escape, Papaya. I've blocked all emergency exits. Prepare your body. My body is ready. Guess there's no avoiding it. Best I can do is play along, try to be good company for Queen Bee. It's unfair to keep pushing her aside like this. I switched from pajamas to actual normal clothes, even if my actual normal clothes could probably double as pajamas, and get ready to roll out. Hopefully I won't burst into flames on being exposed to the terrible might of the Day Star. The three of us pile into a bus, taking off to destinations unknown. Unknown to me, at least. They clearly know where they're going. I'm not particularly talkative on the way there, and painfully aware of it. I feel awkward. Like I should say something, but don't know what to say. So Juniper carries on a conversation with Queen Bee, the two of them content to chirp away without me. And you can tell it's not really the New York subway because the signs aren't in Helvetica. That's the telltale mistake that it's just like Vancouver or something. I try several times to join in the conversation, but when I open my mouth, the words aren't there. Reality is way stranger than fiction. If I wanted a bitter joke of a story, I'd just tune into my real life. Honestly, I'm not sure why Queen Bee is still pushing for this relationship. Doesn't she see how Murphy's Law follows me around like a lost puppy? Queen Bee deserves better than this hot mess of a person she's tied herself to. Eventually we arrive at our destination, a little arcade-themed restaurant combining games and alcohol and dining into one tiny package. Here we go! I'm usually excited to be going to some rundown little dive. Juniper hurries on in without me, dragging Queen Bee with her. And I'm left all alone in the parking lot. With a shrug, I open the door and enter the darkened locale. Surprise! Is this place even open for business yet? None of the lights are on. Hello? Juniper? Where'd you go? Okay, this is now unnecessarily creepy. But before I can wonder if a giant animatronic bear is going to leap out and eat my face, there's the Freddy Fazbear! Who was it? Was it Jade Farrow? Yeah, it was Jade Farrow who called it. Nice. The house lights come up. Surprise! Happy Intervention Day, Papaya! What? What she said. We're staging an intervention on your behalf. And we're also having a wake for Francine, since we weren't really welcome at her funeral and couldn't really hang around for the ceremony. Yeah, we didn't get the chance to heal properly, considering Deco kicked us all out before we could really do anything about anything. And here we are. So it's a wake and an intervention.
A wake intervention, maybe?
I guess that makes it a wake intervention? A wake intervention. Really.
Correctamundo.
Yep, it was my idea. Well, my Iris came up with the idea and gave me all the contact information I needed, but basically my idea, right? Just the thing to pick you up when you're feeling down. Hey, there they are. I was like, Teo and Percy better be here too. Really. Seriously, Papaya, you've been a damn sad sack ever since things went to bleep. Which I get, believe me, but it ain't healthy. So we went ahead and rented out this place for the afternoon to bring the family back together. For you, for Francine, for all of us. Now that you know why we're all gathered here today, let's get this party started. Teo drags me into the group of my friends, positioning me at the head of it all. Leaving me a little bewildered, honestly, but trying to defend myself all the same. I don't need an intervention. It's not like I'm hooked on horse meth or something. I'm just having a bleepy time of it lately, that's all. It's a bit worse than that. You're just so disheartened lately. You joke around with our hollow, ugly jokes. We're here to turn that frown upside down. I'm not frowning. You're frowning on the inside. We're turning your inside frown into an outside smile, or something. Look, work with me on this, okay?
BFFs for life.
So, one by one, we're going to tell you how awesome you are and exactly why you're so awesome. By the end, you're feeling a lot better. Hopefully. I let out a sigh, settling in. It's like an anti-roast. I owe it to them to sit and listen. They're my friends, Queen Bee more so than that even. And I know I've been lousy company. I'm not so far gone as to deny that fact. Fine. Lay it on me, I'm listening. Allow me to begin then. When you first entered the Funplex, I had my doubts. But I'm a naturally suspicious person, and thankfully, those doubts were easily disproved by your skill and enthusiasm. You came looking for your dream and found it. I swore to protect that dream, and that promise is what brought me here today. When I agreed to sell Loopy to Percy, you refused to take his money for it, insisting on fair market value. At the time I was shocked, but you were in the right. Our players are not simply customers, they're brothers in arms, and you helped me understand that fact. And on your very first day, you went headfirst into the most chaotic situation the Funplex could have offered, a birthday party. You did so without hesitation. You put your body on the line to protect others when the great cupcake war of 20 Bleep Bleep began. They were just cupcakes, Gavin. I am attempting to overdramatize the event for comedic effect. Please allow me this moment of humor. Right. When a disruptive parent was screaming at a child over something that wasn't his fault, you stepped right in and dealt with it. Again, no hesitation. Impressive. Since then, you become an event manager, without goading, without prompting, showing great ambition. You turned the Funplex's fortunes around, giving your all to promote it. You made your dream a reality. For years, I was supposedly in charge of the Funplex, but really, all I accomplished was shuffling numbers around. You were the one who helped it soar. And for that, you have my thanks. You were an exceptional individual. That fact remains true, regardless of whether you can see it for yourself. Me next! Remember when I screwed up and didn't tell you about the job opening at my office? You weren't mad. Not even a little bit. Not even quietly mad like you could have been.
BFFs for life.
I know I can count on you, and you can count on me. Even when one of us makes a mistake, it can never shake that friendship apart. When I came to you wondering if I should leave that job I hated, you told me to follow my dreams. You gave me great advice, and I've never been happier. I followed suit, and chased my own dream. You inspire me.
Hello.
Hey, it's those two. Are we fashionably late? Ben? Matt? In the flesh.
Ooh, what if?
Unless this world is a vast simulacrum. What, that we're all just brains in jars? Could be.
Well, isn't that something?
Well, if that's the case, Papaya is the cutest little brain in a jar we never actually met. Oh my god. Have I mentioned that I love these two lately? Because I love these two. It's true. And she brought so many cute dates to our little shop. Like 2. So nervous at first, but in time she became part of the Twin Pines Mall family. Dearly missed. Ugh, don't remind me. Our new neighbors are so boring. They never come in for a treat or a read. Speaking of treats, we brought cake. We'll just be over here getting the goodies ready. Don't mind us. Ooh, cake. I mean, my turn! Papaya, you were a true friend of the Funplex.
So frustrating.
Unlike the bastards who own it now. Positivity, Naomi. We're emphasizing positivity today. Right. Back at Donnawood, you convinced Gavin to get some games I really wanted for the Funplex. And wow, you even brought home Wyvern Keep. What a find!
Wonderful.
You're a friend of arcade games in general, just like me. And even if you don't love them at a fanatical level, like, me, I know you love them all the same. I know you're not happy with how things turned out. I'm not really happy about it either. It sucks. But we did good things together in the time we had.
Hamza has arrived.
Yay! Hamza! I was hoping I get to see him again. You're late. An event does not truly begin until Hamza makes his presence felt.
My blood burns.
Papaya, Hamza understands your fury. The hated enemy of all who love arcades has despoiled your Funplex. However, in our short time together, I saw a burning spirit in you. I accepted your offer for Wyvern Keep, recognizing that passion within you.
Ha ha!
Hamza would be shamed forever if he did not intervene and raise your spirits to new heights, and that is what he shall do. Ooh, cake. Excuse me a moment. Now I want cake. When do I get cake? Soon, but I have things to say first. Things that will hopefully inspire you to be a happy clam instead of a grumpy Gus. I'm a happy clam now. See? See how I clam happily. Can I have cake? From our first day at the Funplex together, you've been supportive of me, even after I gave you quite the scare with Pinky. You didn't let that bother you, and from that moment we've tackled many a crisis on the Funplex floor together.
Amazing!
I have adored when we concoct hypothetical adventures on our downtime. You're amazingly fun to be around. You worked so hard to make Funplex Stadia successful. I watched you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that, and in the end, it all came together just how you planned. As the floor attendant on duty during Funplex Stadia, I got to see firsthand all the smiles you brought to all those people. You rocked it! I saw you helping that customer when their game crashed. Losing your high score due to faulty electronics is no fun, but you dealt with it and made that person's day. Even problem players like Steve were no problem for you. You took on the weirdest, most annoying problems without breaking a sweat. Incredible! You made the Funplex a fun place to be for everyone, for the staff, for the casual and pro gamers, for the families. For me. I can honestly say that when you took over doing events at the Funplex, we've never had more fun. They've just been the best, all thanks to you. Ooh, I forgot we still have cake. Need some of that. Just when I thought the speaking was done, a lull in the wake intervention, the most important person to me takes a step forward. My heart swells as she begins. Okay, so life handed you a defeat. Happens all the time, and in your case, feels like it happens all the time in a literal sense. But even pros lose matches. Losing is a learning experience. You have to lose a lot and lose hard before you can really be a winner. And you, Papaya, know loss like no other. Thanks? Don't mention it. I wouldn't be into someone who didn't understand loss, and I'm bleeping into you. I never really gave much thought to love and relationships, honestly. Not until you came along, and I saw someone with the same passion I held, the same fire inside. So if today's done anything to help rekindle your pilot light, well, bleep, good for that. And if not, I'll keep trying and trying, because I play to win. I'm going to win you your heart's desire or die trying. I'm speechless. Seems Papaya has some thinking to do. This is pretty normal for her when she gets that far away look. Shall we begin the wait for Francine then? There's cake and coffee and spirits from the bar. What about Teo? Cake! As if in slow motion, I watched them all switch their attention from me and redirect it towards the refreshments. They're all smiling, conversing, and serving cake to each other. And Percy! Percy hasn't said anything. None for me, thank you. Watching the blood sugar. Bleep me, this cake is amazeballs! All we need now are some rockin' tunes to get this party on the next level. All of them, here to support me. Even without the Funplex, even after everything going wrong. After Francine being taken from us too soon. I'd never really thought of myself as central in all this. I was the outsider at first. The one who walked in those doors looking for a job, nothing more. I've always been on the outside, honestly. Moving from town to town, always the new kid, never really important to anyone. Not until I'd settled in one place just long enough to get to know Juniper. But by then, I'd come to expect that I'd never be happy. So when I finally was happy and that got taken away, well, I guess I'd assume that's how things go. Going with the flow. But now... I don't want this to end. I don't want it to be over. Destroyed by Dekonami, by the loss of Francine. I just want this happiness to go on and on. Oh, look at that face. Finally, I found something solid, something real I could cling to. I wasn't the new kid anymore. Now I had friends. I had love. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. Everybody looks up when I finally speak. We lost the Funplex. We lost Francine. It hurts. But what we have here today, I don't want to lose this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want my friends back. Who's with me? Smiles all around. And you know what? It feels good to be back. For the next hour or so, my sadness fades away, piece by piece, with every bite of cake. We share stories, many of which I'd never heard before, about the Funplex and the shenanigans that went on around it. Surprisingly, Ben and Matt spin the most tales about Francine's exploits. They've been neighbors for decades. The so-called Wake Intervention gives us all a chance to heal and to bond. For all we've lost and all we still have, we are still together. Despite one little problem which nobody wants to talk about. The hour grows late and we only have this place rented for the afternoon. I can feel it in the air, that unspoken worry. Will we see each other again? No doubt we can arrange more get-togethers, but they'd all be reunions over what was lost, not really building anything new. Nostalgia, not progress. Without the Funplex, without Francine, will we eventually simply fall away? That dark little thought troubles me as I swirl my drink, remaining quiet while others talk.
Beep beep.
Beep beep papaya. Hey Iris, sup? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, me too. I'm glad too. So, do you want me to start finding you a new job? I can search while you're talking with your friends, no problem. I do need to get back to living my life. But what sort of life do I want to live? I want my dream back. I don't just want a new job. I want my dream, my Funplex. Not just 4 walls and a bunch of games, but a community. When I was a lifeguard, I'd saved lives and made a safe place for people to enjoy the pool with friends. I'm not done with that dream, and more importantly, I don't have to be done with it. All around me are pioneers of this community, this culture, technicians, designers, enthusiasts, investors, people with connections. And that's when the idea starts to form. Iris, can you search for commercial spaces? Ones for lease or rent? Huh? Of course! I'm a literal search wizard. Why?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I think I get it. You're... I step away from my quiet corner and approach the group. It's time to take back control over my dream, and that starts here. Yeah, let's go with the gutsy. So, is this it? We're letting Deco win? So, is this really the end of the road? Are we going to sit back and let Deco party in the corpse of the Funplex? The crowd hushes when I grab their attention. I set my drink aside and step up to them. Remembering the good times is great and all, but I'm not done letting the good times roll. Angry face! Or determined face. And I'm not rolling over in defeat for Dekonami or anyone. I see around me the best, the brightest minds capable of striking back against the man who ruined everything. All we need is 4 walls, some games, and our moxie. Ladies and gentlemen, we're opening up an arcade, and I won't take no for an answer. Are you with me? A hush falls over the crowd before 2 friends step up to join me.
Such fire!
How dare Hamza, despite being he of the iron will, not bend in the face of such overwhelming passion?
Yeah.
Bleep yes, now this is what I'm talking about! The 4 heavenly kings will be in your corner, Papaya. Let's go kick Deco's ass. You've got my thanks, both of you. Okay, This is no longer a wake intervention, people. Now it's a conspiracy.
A Wichter conspiracy.
Oh, Ashley, never change. It's a wake conspiracy. Sure, why not? We settle down around the table, a nice round one to discuss the future. I'm leading the show, but I don't take the spotlight. Not this time. We have to all work together to make this dream a reality. This is it. The next few decisions are going to be critical in shaping the future I have in my mind's eye. I'll need to choose very, very carefully, because there's no take-backsies. That sounds like a good prompt to save. Iris is looking for spaces we can use, but we're going to need money, obviously, and arcades are risky startups. I could always respond to one of the many Nigerian princes emailing me amazing offers, but I'm thinking more traditional funding is safer. The way I see it, there's 4 people here who could foot the bill to get us off the ground. Hamza, you've got a tangled web of connections in the industry, access to games, plenty of cash, and a free-willing whimsy to spend it.
Hamza must consider this.
Hamza is a man of resources indeed. Percy, you've been building a charity war chest for when you pass. I know an arcade isn't a sound investment, it is hardly a charity, but... You promised me Mr. Moopa would always have a home. If I can help restore that home, I'm game, love. Ben and Matt, you two know how to run a small business. You've got invaluable knowledge and resources we could draw from if you're willing to dip a toe in this industry. We had been looking for new horizons to conquer, new lands to explore.
There would be caveats,
Terms,
conditions,
exemptions,
rules,
guidelines,
best practices.
worst practices.
That's not a thing.
Oh. Hamza would likewise have conditions. As would I.
Understandable, of course. Let me hear your thoughts, then I'll decide. Decision 1. Funding and direction. In order for me to back your play, Hamza would require you to strike at the very heart of Deco Nami's empire and open a family restaurant alongside your arcade. Take from him the very business he adores so much. We don't know the first thing about running a restaurant. Thankfully, your business partner does. I own several restaurants. I will provide staffing and resources.
No risk, no reward.
Hello! What?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard you. You are the worst ninja. Also the best ninja. Now, this is a risky play, but if it succeeds, the rewards shall be tremendous. Actually, that's similar to what Matt and I had in mind. Oh, yes, but rather than a restaurant, well, we'd like to open a barcade. I've always wanted to run a bar. I'd raise a glass to that idea. After all, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. Now, it wouldn't be nearly as large scale as a family restaurant. Much safer. Not quite as profitable, but still quite tidy. Honestly, I prefer if you simply ran a video arcade and nothing more. Adding on extras seems like a recipe for failure. We know how to operate a simple, small-scale arcade, so why not stick with our strengths? I'll grant it has the lowest ceiling for success than the others. It's just an arcade and won't pull in anybody looking for more. Low risk, low reward. But I'd say that will be my condition. We need to stick to the basics. So, take the big gamble on a family restaurant, or make a cozy little barcade, or just go with the classic video arcade. This decision is going to affect the entire direction of the new venture. What do I want? What's my dream? You know what? Fuck Deco. Hamza, let's steal Deco's restaurant business. Hamza, I think we can do business. We'll make a combination arcade and family restaurant. Such is the iron will of Hamza. We will not regret this. A bit disappointing, but we'd still be happy to lend a hand where we can. Absolutely. I think Mr. Moopa available for families to enjoy would be nice, actually. Okay, the second thing we need to talk about is what sort of games we want to focus on. The Funplex did a little bit of everything, and we will too. We want to include all gamers. But we can also highlight one style of play or another, really provide best-in-class gaming for a specific audience. Any thoughts? Decision 2, game focus.
Sweet.
Retro games. It's gotta be all about retro games. You know I'm capable of keeping those older games in tip-top shape. If we focus on retro games, we can serve an audience that Deco's completely ignoring. That's kind of what I was like immediately thinking.
As would I.
I would agree with Miss Fairchild. Retro games are an untapped market. I'll grant it wouldn't pull in as much profit, but we know gamers are seeking them. We don't have to make all the money, just enough to keep our pure and untainted dream afloat. And we can do that with a well-curated retro game library.
Nope, no way.
Retro's cool and all, but let's talk esports games. They'll draw money better than jamming a magnet up your ass and dragging you through Fort Knox. Wow. Great imagery there, Queen Bee. Get a couple good fighters, more than one FOD, some race and dance games, the kind of stuff where folks can compete head-to-head, and we're golden. I have to agree with Queen Bee. You can play retro games on emulators and consoles, but you can't duplicate the community experience of an arcade at home. If we had an esports focus, we could build something together which works as a second home for all sorts of gamers. I think you know what I'm going to suggest. Redemption and prize games. They provide excellent profits. It's the core of Deco's business model, yes, but I think if we focus on those games, we can do them right. No predatory pricing, no scams or rip-offs. And the truth is, most people enjoy them, from kids wanting to win that big prize to the wistful adults recapturing their childhood dreams of playing skee-ball on the boardwalk.
Yes!
They're simple to play and most of all fun. If they're done right, we can make meaningful memories for everyone. And prizes! Did I mention the prizes? We can stock the shelves with the coolest prizes around. Better than Deco's prizes, which fall apart 2 minutes after you get them. Which matches my ideal arcade more? We'll have all three, sure, but do we emphasize retro games, esports, or prize games? As much as I love Queen Bee and I want to do whatever she says, my first thought was retro style because I like the idea that that Deco Nami is completely ignoring retro. So we're like, hey, untapped market, we'll fit right into that niche. So let's do that. Naomi and Percy, let's go retro style. Open retro style. Deco thinks that only new games make money. Let's prove him wrong, have the world's greatest retro-style arcade ever. Woohoo! I'll pick up only the best games, don't worry. Excellent. I'm looking forward to this project. Okay, so that's money and games. Now, let's go beyond what we already had at the Funplex. Let's really make this something special. Decision 3, new projects. I want a defining feature for our arcade, one which will make it stand out. Something nobody else is doing, something nobody's even thought of before. All ideas on the table. If it was too outlandish for the Funplex, it's not too outlandish for me. Show me what you got. Well, I mean, I'm not really a part of this, but come on, you're my best friend and 100% part of this. I couldn't be here in this moment if it wasn't for you. Go on, Juniper, what's your idea? Branding. The new design firm I joined is okay, but it's not like I enjoy designing new corporate logos for fruit companies and stuff. What if I came and worked for you instead? Be your brand manager? An arcade needs really stellar image management to stand out from the rest, like the event poster I made for you.
What if?
Oh, hey, Juniper, I can add to that. What if we work together? I was thinking of designing a new mascot costume anyway, but I could collaborate and coordinate with you on how it'll tie into the visuals for the rest of the arcade.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a winning combination. Ashley and I can do great work together coming up with some really stellar branding and marketing. We'll stand out in the crowd. Hell, I know exactly what sort of project I want us to do. Streamer support. Assembling and packing away my streaming rig each day is ridiculous, and duct taping a webcam in front of a screen is a lousy hack. If I could just step right up to a game and, I don't know, swipe a card or something and be streaming with a direct feed in seconds, well, I can think of a dozen streamers who just flock to our place to get a piece of that.
Yeah!
Actually, I think I know how we could do that. I can bring up a general-purpose daughter board which plays man in the middle with a video feed, works with an RFID reader to get a streamer's info, ties into a central video encoder on the Wi-Fi network. Yeah, I can make that happen, and without damaging any classic hardware. Once more in English, please? I know software, not hardware. We stick a thingy in the thingy and everything works just fine. I'm sure there's some legal and copyright issues to tackle, but if we can do it, let's be the world's first streaming arcade. I was thinking, well, if the reason why older games are considered a dead end is that they don't work in the ticket game ecosystem,
Lovely.
why not add ticket output to normal games? We could reward skilled players with prize tickets based on their high score or speed of completion. With the right balancing, we can make old games just as desirable as new ones.
Perhaps.
As Naomi said, there may be legal hurdles to clear, but I'm in favor of this idea. It's not that I love prize games, I find them boring personally. You know I favor pinball. But profit is the lifeblood of an arcade, and prize games are profitable. If we can get movie-producing tickets, well, that's something nobody's ever done before. Interesting. Interesting. But as much as I'd love to do all three, I doubt we have the money or time for that. Let's focus on one project to launch our arcade with. Do we want to have really good branding, or streamer support, or retrofit tickets on old games? I like both of those ideas. Let's go with this one. Queen Bee and Naomi, let's make arcade streaming soar. I want to be on the cutting edge of technology in the arcade community. Do whatever you have to do to integrate 20 bleep broadcast systems into our games. Finally! No more hauling around a bunch of duct tape and webcams. A new tech project? And not just repairing an old monitor? Yeah! You won't regret this, Papaya! One more thing. Final decision. The name. Oh boy. If this is going to be my baby, my dream arcade, I've got a name already in mind for it. So, barring any objections, I'd like to welcome you all to 30 characters max. Anybody have any suggestions for the arcade that we're going to start running? Because I have an idea already and it's really stupid. So, somebody please suggest something or else I'll put in my stupid idea. This is my stupid idea. Papayaplex. Maybe something like... Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if there's anybody in chat who has a thought. A Plexa Papaya! Apoplexy. Papaya Plexi. Let's go Papaya Plex. Papaya Plex. Is that right? Yeah! Not self-centered at all. Papaya Plex. Let's call it Papaya Plex. Papaya Plex. I like it. We can work with that. Let's hear it for Papaya Plex. Our home lives again. How exciting. Bleep yeah! A toast then. One by one, everyone raises their glasses. I fetch my room temperature drink and raise mine high in turn. Let's get super drunk. I haven't been balanced in a while. Let's do that. Although, that's also good too. Nah, let's do that. Together we can accomplish anything. I know that together we can accomplish anything. For Papayaplex and the future. For Papayaplex! Everyone! Exclamation mark. Losing everything, then getting it all back and then some. It's been a roller coaster of a week to be sure. But I can't rest now. Absolutely not. I need to take charge of this project and my life in general. I have to do for them what Francine did for us. That's okay. I'm ready. I'm willing. And this is our time. Woo! You've cleared level 06 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Looks like your personality is full of guts. Strong guts! Ah, guts is finally won out over heart. Also, you've scored 21,950 points. Woohoo! Shops in the volcano-devastated city of Pompeii bear the characteristics of a pizzeria. That's a deep, if a bit depressing, pizza fact just for you. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 07? Yes. As always. Always save my game. No, you weren't kidding. There's quite a bit more to this game than I was expecting. That's a good thing. New Game Plus! It is the distant future year 20 bleep bleep, and for the first time I am entirely in control of my destiny. I'm no longer merely working in an arcade, now I'm working on my future. Which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. I'll admit it feels weird. I've grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move into the era of Papayaplex. And, well... it's going to be fine. It has to be. I'm going to this assuming everything's going to work out just fine. If only because the alternative is too awful to even think about. This has to be just fine. It's our second chance at the dream of the Funplex, then that means it's gotta work, right? Surely with all the brilliant minds in our group put together, we can do this. Queen Bee keeps asking if I'm really as okay as I sound. I mean, she knows me pretty well by this point, but I gotta fake it till I make it, right? Alright, thanks for coming by, Two Flower. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna be ending in about 10 minutes myself. I started a little late today, due to having not finished dinner by the time my stream time rolled around. That happens a lot. And hopefully my positive attitude is helping the others rise to the occasion. If I don't show any stress, if I exude confidence, everything will be fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Now all that's left is to get through opening day without incident. I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast. So she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. Now I stood in awe of the building, the dream I poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me and then stepped into my destiny. Pushing open the doors to Papayaplex, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Just the beeps and boops and people moving about doing last-minute preparations. We've traveled a long and arduous road ever since the Great Wake Conspiracy. Which is the best mouthful of a word ever. Ooh, I wonder if these are like references to people who worked on the game or something. Those initials there. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all too familiar triangular roof. Oh, there's Teo. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quirk is in our favor. And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Hamza proved true to his word, fronting us as much money as we needed to make this happen. Now I've got a family restaurant and arcade to rival Deco's Palace. Well, okay, it's very small compared to Deco's Palace, but quality over quantity. We went with a familiar layout, if it ain't broke and all that, to show that we've still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great. But it's not all a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on all the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focus on tickety gambling-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. She put in a lot of hard work restoring them, and truthfully, we've run into a lot of problems along the way, but watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring. As for Queen Bee's experiment into advanced streamer support, well, I'm unsure of how this will pan out, but she's confident in it. Such confidence is contagious. She's invited a few big-name streamers to drop in on opening day and broadcast from our makeshift little studio. That'll build up some buzz for the arcade, far and wide. All of my decisions, all of my choices, made Papayaplex what it is. So much labor and love went into the project from all of us, and now all that's left is to officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations, just in case. The restaurant side of this equation proved to be very complicated. I go cross-eyed trying to parse the numbers of that side of the business. Hopefully it wouldn't drive us to bankruptcy, or the arcade wouldn't bankrupt the restaurant, or both at the same time. Hark! The great Hamza sends his concern from his business partner.
Perfection.
Rest assured, Papaya Chemist, that Hamza has seen to all that requires seeing to. Our delicacies shall ring through across taste buds across this city. I'm not sure I would consider burgers and buffalo wings as delicacies. Hamza is aware we shall never earn 5 stars with our cuisine, but we shall be the pinnacle of deep-fried foodstuffs. Today, Hamza will oversee operations. Beyond this opening day, I leave you in the hands of my capable chefs and waitstaff. But you'll be in touch, right? I hate to have you jet off to, like, Istanbul, not Constantinople, and suddenly everything's on fire. No matter what corner of the globe Hamza's travels take him to, he can be summoned at the speed of light. Well, at the speed of air travel, really. What is he, a genie? He's totally a genie. And now, back to my kitchen. Our glorious future together in business awaits. Hamza claps twice before leaving in a flourish. Like he does everything. He does everything in a flourish. Okay, being partners with Hamza is going to take some getting used to. Running a restaurant and an arcade is riskier than I thought it to be, but for all his quirkiness, he knows business, right? He's rich. Rich people are smart, right? That's debatable. After my quick check-in, I noticed the clock, its unforgiving hands telling me that it's not long now. It's going to be fine. We let all our regulars know the spirit of the Funplex has moved. They promised to show on opening day. We did everything we needed to do for promotion. Advertising, flyers, interviews with arcade fan sites, and podcasts. People will show up. Everything will be fine. We can do this. As long as no unforeseen problems pop up. Papaya! If I'm going to be torn away from my contemplations, I'm sure happy it's by the most loveliest of voices. I gladly turn my attention to Queen Bee and I smile. I just finished making sure everyone's overlays are at perfection and that the Papayaplex ads play in between matches. Bleep, that was a lot of work.
Not bad.
I don't know how you managed everything, but you did. Do you have a moment? I wanted to show you something. My moment of chill is interrupted when I notice she's holding an envelope in her hands. I don't know what's in there, but immediately I get a bad feeling about it. I mean, who even uses the postal system anymore? Unless it's bills, scams, or other bad news. So, I received this letter in the mail from the 4 Heavenly Kings. Can you believe that? Who the bleep even uses snail mail anymore? I was thinking exactly that. Minus the swears, of course. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is opening this here, with you. Like, right now? Right before grand opening? Yeah. Is that a problem? I figured we could celebrate together. I'm sure they were sending me some sort of promotion or an invite to some huge-ass tournament. You're celebrating opening day, so we could join forces and commemorate our victories together. Except now is not an ideal time. I would love nothing more than enjoying a moment that isn't the constantness that is Papayaplex, but there are 1,000,001 other things I should be doing. Ugh, I'm at a crossroads. Yes, do it. Open the letter. To heck with it. The curiosity is killing me and I need to know what's in there. I can't wait any longer. Hurry up and open it.
Yeah.
Yes! Let's see what this baby has in store. Here we go! In one fell swoop, Queen Bee rips open the envelope and hastily removes the paper inside. She begins reading it aloud. It has been an honor having you as part of the 4 Heavenly Kings. You've already learned so much, and in turn we've learned from you too. Uh-oh. To further all of our knowledge, we think it best for all the kings and queen to be under the same roof. Oh. Therefore, Queen Bee, you are cordially invited to move into our team house. Queen Bee takes a moment to let the words sink in. She's stunned, but eventually her excitement pulls her lips into a grin. Bleep! Bleep, this is huge! And what does this mean exactly? Team house? What's that? Oh, right! A team house is where all the members of the team, me and the rest of 4HK, live together, play together, eat and drink together. Everything is done as a team. A pit quells in my stomach, and it reads all over my face. Don't worry, Papaya. It's not like we're going to be bleeping together. There are separate bathrooms. The joke fails to make light of a very serious situation at hand. So you'd have to move to wherever the house is located, right? And that's not in this city, let alone this state, right? Noting my dissatisfaction, Queen Bee tries to simply dismiss it. Yeah, but this is going to boost my skills to the next level! All the most prominent winning FOD teams live together. It's the next step of my career!
Fantastic!
Trust me, this is bleeping fantastic news! Is it? I let the words plummet from my mouth without hesitation, and seeing Queen Bee's immediate frown, I instantly regret it. Of course it is! Why wouldn't it be? What about us? You know, us. You and me. Keeping a relationship going across state lines would be difficult, right? Can't exactly keep the romance alive through video chats and text messages.
Excuse me? Since when did I agree to chain myself down? Have I not spent time and energy supporting you endlessly and making your dream come true with this arcade?
Oh no.
Have I not cheered you on when you needed it? And you can't even give me the same respect in return for my dreams? If you can't...
Queen Bee snorts and then sighs.
Maybe I should just go then.
No, 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 no. This is not what I wanted. My heart wrenches. But you moving would mean... I wasn't ready for this. No, that sounds like a wrong thing to say. I respect your ambition, but can we make this work? If Queen Bee leaves, I'll be all alone. Again. I want to respect her right to make her own choices. I just don't think I can let her walk right out of my life without trying to figure this out. I understand you've got aspirations and dreams the same as I, and I admire that, truly. Your passion inspires me, even. But, Queen Bee, I've also grown so attached to you. I can't see myself without you by my side. Is there some way we can make this work for us? Oh, Papaya. Look, that's touching and all, but really we haven't discussed this in terms of us yet. And here you are talking about being together forever. Come on with all that lovey-dovey bull bleep.
Remember, we talked about keeping this strictly label-free. I really don't feel comfortable with all this talk.
But I love you! And that's the honest truth of it. Even if we agreed to part ways, I love her. And she probably doesn't want to hear that, but I couldn't help myself. I could no longer fight those feelings. Let's go with that. I feel like we're more than just a summer fling. I was under the impression that this was much more than a simple fling. I thought our flame couldn't be snuffed so easily. Sure, we have amazing fun, we keep it light and casual, but it doesn't mean we can just walk away from what we have like it is nothing. It's something. At the very least, it's something to me. I love you, Queen Bee. Truly. As if saying it again made it more real, more concrete to her. Both of us went silent for a long pause, each looking away embarrassed and upset. The feelings and emotions happening right now were culminating, and discussing this any further here and now will only make matters more complicated. And I still have to open Papayaplex. Listen, maybe we should take a few minutes to reflect and come back to talk about this after today is over, okay? The problem is that I have to open the doors like 15 minutes ago. This arcade is important to me too, and I need to focus my attention on it for the moment. Fine. It's fine. I should be checking in on the streamers anyway. We'll talk later. Maybe. Before I can apologize or utter anything else, Queen Bee dismisses herself from the conversation. And I'm starting to wish I'd burned down the post office this morning. I can't handle this right now. As much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess, I've got a job to do today. There will be time later to patch things up with Queen Bee. Presumably. I need to at least try to put this turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of the Papayaplex with a smile. Despite reeling from that incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this. Because I have to be ready. No choice. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm going to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, and stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Stepping to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates to Papayaplex wide. Welcome, friends! Welcome to Papayaplex! Welcome to all of you! I hope that... I don't even have time to finish one line of my big dramatic speech. The crowd spills through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games. Immediately, the arcade fills with the sounds of beeps and boops, games starting up and people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but if folks want to just get to gaming, who am I to argue? After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decide to move into Phase 2. Meet and greets around the arcade. Save there. I'm looking for a good place to stop for the night. I walk the arcade like I did in my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything's running smoothly. Although I could probably track down Queen Bee too, assuming she wants to talk yet, which may not be the case. Okay, so this will be another choice. Let's handle this choice next time. This will be opening day of Papayaplex. So yes, that will be. I'll stop there for now. And yeah, so probably no stream tomorrow. Because Thursday is my birthday, and I want to do some baking tomorrow night, maybe, or something. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, other than that, we'll resume normal schedule next week. Monday I'll be starting Kyrandia 3. Ugh. And Tuesday will be more of this. And we'll continue until I finish the game, and then we'll start playthrough number 2, where I will pursue Teo, because Teo rocks. Cool. I'm just gonna keep my save that I just made. I'm not gonna save again here. So, with that, let's find someone to raid. Ooh. Jutley is playing Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps, which I think is the second Ori game? I never played the Ori games. I thought I should. Let's raid him. Yeah, yay Teo. I'm excited to get all up in Teo's business. Cool. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you had fun tonight. And I will see you probably Monday. Later, everyone! Start raid! Oh, right, because there's still some time before the raid actually starts. Yeah. This game is cool. I'm really looking forward to whatever shows up next. And also, playthrough number 2. Bye!